What's up? It's your boy Carson over here. Let's get into it. A lot of people's like, oh my God, what has happened? Angela Rye is with Jalen Rose and you're not even talking about it, so what's going on? I'm like, this days of our lives. Who cares what Jalen Rose is doing and who he doing it with? Now, we are definitely in an assimilation. What is this fan doing? When we are more worried and concerned about who Jalen Rose is is laying with, rather than what it is that we need to be doing. But Angela Rye did what she normally does. She splits people up. No, I'm just kidding. She's always somebody that comes in like that spider that creeps in and just disrupts with her political views. She's just another Candace Owens, and she gets in there and runs off political agendas. And she's so left wing. Everything that she says is not opinion based. It's not really facts. She just knows how to go into tropes of following the left, no matter what it is that they do. Then she came in and tried to clean Charlemagne up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna advise you. You help me out with the blacks, so I can get cool with the black people, and you make me hip, cause y'all have the #1 show, so you could like make me hip, and then I'll make you acceptable to my group." So that's what she did. So now she's gonna make Jalen Rose the same thing. Jalen, you stay with me, and I'm going to help you achieve heights. I'm going to help you in my group. Now, the women that follow my page is very small. I wouldn't say that. Y'all ladies are very much appreciated. But you are the ones that had a lot to say about this and was giving me details of how, yeah, that woman came there and she took him and she knew she was on him. You could tell when Molly didn't like her and Molly did not want that woman around. That might have happened. That might have happened. I mean, I'm not here to tell you that. I wasn't looking at Molly's reactions to her being on the show or something like that. And I don't really follow that show. And I definitely don't follow Angela Rye. She's not someone that I like as a person. She's not somebody that I'm like, man, she's incredible. She is somebody who I felt when she first got there, and I did a video showing she don't know what the hell she's talking about. ESPN got her hired as a special political advisor. Like they created a job just for Angela Rye. So let that sink in. They created a job that didn't even exist. Can you believe that? You have a job created just for what? Political reasons? What political reasons do you have to create a job for Angela Rye? That's strange. Now, from what I know, her and Molly, from what the women have told me, Her and Molly were friends. Molly championed the fact that she was coming on board. And at this time, Jalen and her had decided to go their separate ways. Now, they started living together and they had to move because ESPN started to close a lot of their outside offices, the cutbacks. And due to that, the job became very difficult and the relationship became very difficult, people. Now, this is what I know. Not about Angela Rye and him, but the relationship, period. And I know a lot of you women are going to fight me on that, but I'm not saying it. That's the reason why. I'm just giving you the facts of what I know. Once they started doing drawbacks, it really was at a bad time. Jalen was still reeling over the fact of losing his mother and his grandmother. Not having either one of them in his life. That's hurting him. His father's no longer here. He barely knew him. So he's hurt, He's hurt, really hurt by that. Then you have the fact that not only is that the case, you have a situation where, well, something in my, there we go. You have a situation on the table in which you have, Molly's family due to COVID. She lost a lot of family member too. So they were dealing with a lot of grief. And, she couldn't be there for him. And then ESPN started closing down facilities. So Molly had to move back to Connecticut because the show that they do is going to be right there in Connecticut. They filming it there. So she's going to be on First Take. She has to be in Connecticut. So there it is, So she had to be in Connecticut, move back there. And then from that point, everything was, she couldn't be there for him. And that's what the problem was in the relationship. It wasn't about anyone cheating. Sorry, ladies. I know y'all want to make it look like Angela Rye came in and this was the reason this happened and destroyed it. I'm just saying that's what happened. That was the case. So, sorry. I don't know what else to take. Now, with that being the case, and now that we know that's the factors, how does Angela Rye play into the situation? I believe they all knew of each other because they travel in the same circles as far as the entertainment side and the left. And Jalen would know her probably more than Molly would know because Jalen hang out in those same circles anyway. Now, a lot of people remember her and Common were dating and all these things, and they were supposed to get married. Like, oh, they're dating now. She was helping Common. The next thing you know, her and Common was supposed to get married and kids and all that. And Common was, oh, no, 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 no. I just wanted to have some fun. Marriage, kids, and all that. We ain't going through all that. Now, when people start going through their gist of things that they like to do, it's never the proper way of doing things. It's always something crazy and different. It's always something off the walls or, out of the stratosphere of what people usually do. It's just crazy. So now, the new narrative The new narrative they have on the table is that everyone else is saying you're just crazy. That's the new narrative. Now, I've seen situations evolve and de-evolve almost instantly, overnight. But Angela Rye did what she did, played a piranha, saw a target, saw Jalen was vulnerable, came in and tried to mend that wounded animal because she wants her game. So now that she's got this little spot on ESPN, now she wants, more. She's like, oh, I'm going to take Jalen. We could be a power couple, and then we could do these things. Molly's probably not happy about it because I don't even see Angela Rye on First Take anymore. I see her more on Jalen's show. She was on Jalen and Jacoby a lot. Now you see why. So the women who've been following this thing all along, I guess they finally decided it's time to go public when they opened their mouths. But beforehand, it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to say? What do you want to do? I have exhausted myself trying to figure out why people do things. Like, I'm exhausted into thinking, like, why do people even care? It's like, but I gotta give the people what they want, right? The ladies want to know what's going on with Molly and Jalen, and that's all it was. It was really no woman really coming in there doing anything. Is he needed support. She wasn't there to really give it to him when he needed it. She was hurting too. They lost a lot of family members. Um, Stress and strain on a marriage come from different angles, and it was a very difficult situation. And Jalen felt at one point like you should be able, if you my wife and you see your husband is hurting, you can go do something else. You can walk away. Your husband or your job or your career. And she's just like, I'm not prepared to do that. So, it is what it is. But would he have done that for her? And Jalen said he would have did it without question because that's how much he loves his wife. If it required him to walk away from his job, then that's what he would do. Now, people are going to feel a certain way. It's what they do. What you can't do is fall victim to what everybody else want and what everybody else say. You want to be that person, and you're going to be living for other people your entire life. I don't want to live my life like that. I refuse to let someone else dictate how my life should be going. Who was that? Tamara in the chat was saying, I don't like the way you, like, when you go back and listen, she was like, this is my girl, Angela. And the whole time, Angela's like, yeah, I'm taking your man. Uh, let me tell you, when Angela Rye came on, her and Jalen wasn't even a couple no more. So let that sink in, people. They weren't even a couple anymore. And just like Tamara said, but you can't do that. You can't just, I'm sorry, you're going to feel a certain way. If my friend went ahead and started dating my man, I'm going to think they was dating the whole time. That's how women look at it. I get it. I understand. You are entitled to feel like that. Women feel like that all the time. Men the same way. If they, believe me, if they homeboys start dating, look, you shot guys is right now about baby mamas. They ain't been with their baby mama in 7 years. Somebody start dating their baby mama. Hey man, what you doing with my baby mama? That's disrespect. It's like, what the hell you talking about? You ain't with her. you married and got kids with somebody else. Man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. She my baby mama. So that means she's yours for life? like what part of the game is that? Like, people gotta grow up. A lot of people lost their lives over stuff like that. Selfish possessiveness. But I know how y'all are, because a lot of black women period, they project themselves into the scenarios. So that's what I know. So thank you, and definitely hit the like button about the subject. Did Jalen change? A lot of y'all think Jalen Rose changed. He went more political now that he's with Angela. I haven't really seen him too much. I saw him sticking up for M.A. Udoka until they made him do that break-in apology during the NBA game where he apologized because of all the stuff that's been going on. But other than that, I haven't really seen anything other than, So, to say that's the case, that's like excessive. That's the case. That's the reason. Yeah, could be, could not be. Nobody really cared too much. To be honest. Now, the rest of the world. This he said, she said thing. Both people divorced amicably. They didn't have a prenup. She didn't want his money. She has her own. He didn't want her money. He has his own. They both signed a divorce and stepped away. And you can't do nothing but honor that. So, on that note, thank y'all for subscribing. I hope, ladies, this fulfill all your questions you had about the subject? Sorry, I don't do those Real Housewives things. That's not me. They got other people on YouTube that talk about those shows. But this, I guess, because it's kind of sports related, we tackled for you. So hope you have. I'm out.